Hello students, welcome to the session on computer networks. In our today's session, we are going to discuss one more new model, that is TCP/IP. TCP/IP model. This TCP/IP model was developed before the OSI model only, and the Internet Protocol Suite. Generally, this TCP/IP is also called as Internet Protocol Suite. Okay. And commonly known as what? TCP/IP is a set of communication protocols used for what? Internet and other similar networks. In generally, in order to understand this particular line, we can say that we have designed this TCP/IP model in order to communicate the networks. In order to communicate the network, we are not saying we are communicating the systems. We are communicating the networks now. Okay, we are trying to communicate network with a different kind of network so that it will look like a single network, so that the communication will happen in a general way, in a simple way, I can say, while we are communicating with a different kind of networks, and it will appear like a single computer networks, and it survives after partial subnet hardware failures. Okay, even after the failure of some hardware components in a network, it will be surviving us in a good manner while we are using what? TCP/IP model. It is named from two of the most important protocol in it. The protocols that we are following is these two, TCP and IP. TCP stands for what? Transmission Control Protocol, and the next one is Internet Protocol. Okay, we will be working with these two kind of protocols, I can say, that are there in your TCP/IP. That is the reason we have named it what? TCP/IP model itself. Okay, which were the first two network protocols defined in the standard. Okay, in this particular model, we have defined the standards for TCP and IP protocols. And see, while we have discussed about the OSI model, in our OSI model, we used to have what? 7 layers over there. We used to have 7 layers over there. Every layer will be having its own responsibilities and functionalities, as we have discussed in the previous lecture. Okay, now let me go for this TCP/IP model, and I will compare with the OSI model. See, this is the OSI reference model where we will be having what? 7 layers, as we have discussed in the previous lecture: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. But in case of your TCP/IP model, we will be having only 4 layers. We will be having only 4 layers. That is host to network layer, host to network layer. In other words, they will be calling it as network interface. Host to network layer, and network layer are as internet layer. Internet layer, network layer or internet layer, and then transport layer, and then application layer. Instead of having 7 layers into the model, in our TCP/IP model, we used to have only 4 layers, like application, transport, network, and host to network layers. Okay, instead of going for 4 layers, instead of going for 7 layers, we are going for only 4 layers. In that, the first one that we are having is host to network. It is the lowest level layer. This is the first layer in your TCP/IP, as we are having the first layer in OSI model as physical layer. In our TCP/IP model, we are having host to network layer. It is the bottom layer of your TCP/IP model, lies below the internet layer or as network layer, I can say. It is also known as network interface layer, as I just told you people. Okay, and function of this layer is to connect the host to the network and inform the upper layer so that they could start sending the data packets. You try to understand what is the data packet now. Actually, see, whenever you are sending the data, when they will come from the application layer to the next layers from your model, they will be divided into the pieces. Data will be broken. Data will be divided. When it comes to the network layer, they will be called as packets. Okay, in a transport layer, we will be making them as a segment, and then in a network layer, we will be making them as a packet, and then when it comes to the data link layer, we will be making them into the frames that we have seen in the previous case, that is OSI model. But in this case that they are saying is the data units, the data packets that you are sending from lower level to higher level or else higher level to lower level, it should be connected. It should be connecting the host to the network. Means to say that one computer which is there in one network should be communicated with the other system which is there in other network. It should be intimated so that the other layers which are there in your model, they can send the data from one layer to other layer, so that we have made a connection. You people can send the data from your layer to next layer. Okay, it varies from the network layer. It means to say that this particular host to network layer will varies from network to network. Why? Because we will be not using the same transmission medium in order to send the data from one system to other system. No. So your layer, this layer, host to network layer, will vary from network to network. Okay, and all the data packets moves through this particular layer only. As it is the lowest level of your TCP/IP model, we will be traversing the data from this particular system to this particular system by using this particular layer only, as we have done in the physical layer in OSI model. And TCP/IP model does not describe the functionalities of this layer. However, it specifies the host and must connect to the network. That is what we have said to people, right? After connecting with the next network, it should intimate so that it can start the data transmission from one system to other system. And I can say that the host and network, host to network layer, will be having the responsibilities and functionalities that we have discussed in a case of physical layer and data link layer that we have seen in OSI model. See, combinedly, whatever the responsibilities, whatever the functions that we have discussed in these two layers, they will fall under your host to network layer. Whatever the responsibilities that we have discussed in these two layers, they will fall under what? Host to network layer. And after this, you are having internet layer, or as simply say network layer in your TCP/IP model. This lies below the transport layer and above the host to network layer, and this is having the similar responsibilities of what I can say network layer in your OSI model. In our OSI model, we used to have the network layer. No, the same functionalities will be there for your internet layer. Okay, it is similar to network layer of your OSI model, and this layer is responsible for delivering the IP packets, internet protocol packets, to the destination. It will be seeing the destination to destination, source to destination delivery, I can say, by using this network layer as internet layer. Okay, and then see, the packets are routed independently, each taking different kind of path. So consider if you are having a network over here, and we will be having some different network over here, and we will be having different network over here. Then we are making use of this TCP/IP model in order to connect the different kind of networks which will be looking like a single network. So I will be transmitting the data in different kind of ways, I can say. Say consider if a system A want to connect with system B, then I will be transmitting the data packets in this way, or else I will be sending this, and then this, and then this. It will be taking different kind of paths to reach what? Destination. Okay, in order to do so, we will be using what? Network layer. They will be taking different kind of paths to reach what? Destination, and they will be adjusting the data units that you people will be receiving in the receiver side. Okay, and these packets are connectionless protocols called internet protocol. The internet layer defines the format of these particular packets. Okay, format means while you are receiving at the receiver side, we will be following some set of rules in order to arrange the data that has been received by the receiver, so that they can form our original data that has been sent from the first system. Okay, and this can be done in case of your internet layer or else network layer, I can say. And the next one is your transport layer. Now let me discuss what is a transport layer. Now the next transport layer is this. Transport layer acts as a delivery service used by what? Application layer. Means to say that application layer will be sending the data to your transport layer, and in order to have that in our destination, we will be sending the data from transport layer to application layer. This transport layer is reliable transfer data from or else it will be delivering the data from source to destination. I can say it is a end-to-end protocols. It will be using what? End-to-end protocols, I can say, in order to deliver the data from source to destination. Two protocols used as TCP and UDP. In this particular delivery, they will be using the protocols like TCP and UDP. Already we know about the TCP, transmission control protocol, and UDP you see, user datagram protocol. What it is? User datagram protocol. And TCP is a reliable and connection oriented, I can say. When we are having networks, they will be interconnected with one another, so that it will be not having incorrect data that has to be sent from one system to other system. It will be sending in an accurate manner, I can say. It is a connection oriented thing, I can say, while we are using TCP IP. But while we are going for user datagram protocol, we will be not having an connection oriented network. It is a connectionless oriented network where you people will be sending the datagrams in a different paths, so that it will be received at the receiver side in application layer. Quickly delivers more than, say, suppose in a TCP IP, we will be using TCP when it is necessary that we need to have the accurate data, when it is necessary that we need to provide the correct details. But you will go for UDP in a case where we people will be not looking for the accurate data, but the data has to be delivered. For example, if you are watching the videos onto YouTube, if you are watching the cricket into your mobile, then you people may have blurriness, but you people will be watching still. So in that kind of communication, we will be using what? UDP, where the clarity or the accuracy is not mandatory, but the data has to be sent from one system to other system. But in this case, the data need to be accurate, so we will go for TCP model, I can say, TCP protocols, I can say, in order to deliver the data. And then the last one that we are having is your application layer. Application layer. Application layer. Now I'll go for the next layer. SEMA, when we are sending the data from one system to other system in a transport layer, it also handles what? All error detections and recovery. Okay, that we will discuss in our next session. Application layer. This is comparable to application, presentation and session layers which are there in your OSI model. Combined with these three layers, responsibilities and functionalities will be given to your application layer in your TCP IP model. Okay, it provides a way of application to have the access to network services. Whatever the services that we are getting from the networks, those will be given by your application layers, I can say. It is a topmost layer of your TCP IP which provides the support to the user in order to communicate with the network. As I said, you people, in order to access the services provided by your network will be taken care by your application layer. It is widely known as a layer for exchange of users information. Why? Because it is the interface, I can say, in which we will be doing the data communication. By using that only we will be doing what? Data communication. At this particular layer, we will be using so many protocols in order to handle the data, I can say, like file transfer protocol, telnet protocol and other protocols in order to do the data transmission. Say suppose in generally while you are using the browser, you people will be using HTTP protocol in order to send the data and receive the data. Okay, and you people should remember that the data applications of your application layer will be using different kind of layers, domain name systems and protocols that has to be followed in order to do the exchange of information will be done by your application layer, I can say. Okay, and see, in order to use this particular TCP IP, you need to understand the OSI model in detail, so that you people can easily write about your TCP IP model too. In order to understand this, you need to remember this particular picture. See ma, all the responsibilities, all the things, all the functionalities that we have discussed about these three layers, application, presentation and session layer, you people can write all these features, all these functionalities to your application layer which is derived in your TCP/IP model. And whatever the responsibilities, whatever the functionalities that we have discussed in the transport layer of your OSI model will also be written in what? Transport layer of your TCP/IP model. And functionalities that we have discussed in a network layer, that should be there in a network layer of your TCP/IP. Okay, and then we will be having data link layer and physical layer. Both of them will be having functionalities and responsibilities. These two functionalities and responsibilities will be there in your host to network layer or as network interface of our TCP/IP model. I hope it is clear to you people. That's it for now. If there is any doubt, just let me know by your messages so that we can clarify and we'll go for the next session. That's it for now. See you in the next one. Thank you.